Hey everybody, so glad you came out on a Sunday night. Well, I say Sunday night, but Paul counts what is it where you are?
It is 6 a.m. on the nose in Cambodia.
Oh my goodness. You
Yep,
are out of
6 a.m.
town.
A little bit out of town, that's for sure.
Paul Counts is joining us from the future.
That's right.
It's Monday morning, 6 a.m. Type yes in the chat box if you're able to hear us loud and clear. Chat in the chat box, just type in a big old yes.
All right.
Ah, there we
Yep.
go. Good. There was a little delay. I was worried.
Yeah.
SJ's back for round two.
Love it. Lots of yeses out there. Good,
All
good.
right, good. We are so glad. You guys, you know how we are if you've been here before or if you've been on a webinar with us before. We just hit the ground and we take off. There'll be people joining us over the next 10 minutes, the late people, but we're going to go ahead and rock and roll. I do need one more yes, though, before we get started. Type yes if you see impact income on the screen, that this is actually being projected live and I'm not still on the holding screen. Good. Awesome, guys. One more announcement before we get started. If you did not get the handout, you should see it there in your control panel. Just look down below. It should say handouts. There's one that's available. It's the Impact Income Webinar handout. You're more than welcome to grab that or grab a sheet of paper for two reasons. One, for taking notes, and secondly, for doing the exercises that we're going to lead you through. Well, Paul Counts, are you ready to rock and roll, brother?
I am ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
All right, let's do it. Hey guys, thank you for showing up tonight for Impact. Well, tonight here in the morning where Paul Counts is for Impact Income. Make more, give more, and live more. The focus of our businesses have so radically shifted over the last few years because we found out that it's so much easier to do business. It is so much more reliable to do business. Number one, when you're clear on your make more, give more, and live more, and when you're clear on who you are. These opening pictures, I'm Paul Evans. That's there on the left of this left picture. And in the lighter blue is Paul Counts, who is joining us from Cambodia, even as we record right now. Paul, we were in ClickBank, what, just a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, we were at ClickBank headquarters in Boise and had a great time. That was us at ClickBank Platinum event as well, an invite-only event.
Yeah, we went to check that out because we are diving deeper into what causes the issues of why people are not making online the way that they should. And so we went to ClickBank, we talked to a lot of their lead executives to really be able to answer that question. And here's the bottom line, is that we want to help you break the cycle of frustration. We want to help you conquer the copycat syndrome. This is one of the big issues. And we want to help you to finally create a profitable business that you love in 28 days and maybe even less, depending on where you are. And in this webinar, you're going to learn one simple tweak that boosted sales 4,174%. The top 3 reasons 98% of would-be online entrepreneurs fail and how you can reverse that. And then the 3R system for getting hyper-focused so you never chase the wrong dream again. And Paul, we see that all the time, don't we? People chasing the wrong dream out there.
We do all the time. People are just chasing the wrong thing. They're chasing maybe the get-rich-quick stuff. They're chasing the turnkey solutions, the bright, shiny objects. They're chasing the wrong thing all the time, and it just holds them back.
Yeah, and you mentioned a couple of things that we're going to hit right now. Because the truth is, nobody likes being played. I don't like being played. Paul doesn't. You don't. And through the years, when it comes to our industry, the online business industry, there's been a lot of folks being played and a lot of players out there that have really taken advantage of so many people. And I know that I've been taken advantage of before as well when I left my business background, my business focus, and tried to follow a lot of these, quote, systems that really didn't work the way that they were advertised. So there's 3 main problems. Number one is the whole idea of the copycat, that if you will go out there and just buy a system and follow somebody else's program, that it's automatically going to work for you. But there's so many reasons why that doesn't work. Paul, what do you think are some of the top reasons why just simply copying somebody else's program doesn't get it?
Yeah, because every single person's unique. So if you're just straight copying somebody's program, you're copying a system that worked for them. You're not copying a system that's necessarily going to work for you. So you can use their system as a model to guide you, but if you're going to copy it exactly, it's not going to have the same results that they received because they're unique. They're unique. And so you need to make sure that you're putting your own unique spin on every kind of training you go through, everything you learn, every model you try to follow.
I love that, bro. And that's one of our promises to you right now is that we're going to help you determine the best you so that you won't have to copy everything that's out there, but instead you'll be able to customize the things that are out there and even brand new programs that we're going to show you so that it will be in total alignment with who you are and you won't be trapped with copycatting anymore. Secondly, is bright shiny object syndrome, BSOS. And I think we've all kind of fallen into this before because we look out there somewhere and there's this idea or this concept or this model that just seems so doable and so right, and there's so many positives behind it that it just seems like, you know what, this is it. Now, if you've ever fallen for the bright shiny object before, and this isn't a guilt thing, I'm admitting openly that I've done it before, just type in yes. Say, yeah, you know what, I've chased the bright shiny object before. Just type in a big old yes in there right now. Paul, you've probably had this happen as well.
Yes, I have. I have chased that and I have caught myself. And you know, it's if you go down that path, it can cause a lot of problems. I'm seeing some yeses popping in here, so you guys are not alone. We've both fell for this as well.
Yes, one said many, many times. Well, our promise is to give you a process that if you choose to adopt it, it's going to end that for you because you're going to be so familiar with who you are. You'll be able to look out there at new things hitting the market and you'll go, you know what, that's not for me because here's who I am and here's my business process. And that's not even attractive because it's not what I do. And then third, and we've seen this problem over and over again, and that's the trust me. And it's the person out there that's actually broke and yet trying to talk you into buying their stuff about becoming an online business owner or entrepreneur, or even more, that the only realm that they've ever taught in or been part of is online business or how to make money niches. And we're not saying that's a bad niche, that's one of our niches, but we've been all over the place with our businesses in a very positive way so that it can make the biggest impact for you. And so our promise is that we're bringing the best to the table of what actually works. My name is Paul Evans, and I'm a veteran of more than 30 years of businesses online and offline. I've owned 8 physical offline businesses. I opened my first at age 20. It was a fitness center. At that time, I was a bodybuilder. And every time I say bodybuilder, I laugh because I'm not in that shape anymore. A bodybuilder and a power lifter at that time. And I owned a gym. I've helped over 75,000 people start their dream business. My book is called Success is Not an Accident. I've got a youth ministry site, Nicheology, which is online business site, Million Dollar Keynote, which teaches a framework to those who are speakers to be able to take their intellectual property and frame that accordingly. I'm a speaker myself, and I'm also a contributing writer to entrepreneur.com.
So I am Paul Counts, and you can see a little bit about me. I've been in business for 16 years now. I started out at the age of 15. I'm actually going to Vietnam to put on a workshop, and so just stopping here in Cambodia because we know some folks here as well. Had a radio show that aired throughout 3 different states in Oklahoma, Texas, and Kansas. I was a website sales consultant, so I would sell website businesses for people. Sold that one of those businesses right there for $780,000 for a client in 23 days at the age of 23 actually. And there is a picture of the movie that I produced. So I produced a feature film, which obviously takes a whole new set of skills. And I've done a lot with ClickBank, been in their booths, been represented, invited to their platinum events. And then also the most popular product that I have out is called the No Cost Income Stream. That's helped a lot of people, thousands of people, learn how to get started with 5 different business models they can start for free.
Man, I love it. Super strong. That's our promise to you guys is that we're coming from real business, actual business, not we made a couple of dollars online, but that our lives have been involved completely in being entrepreneurs. So as we get started, how would you label the health of your business? Let me do some magic here and open up a poll. I'm not the best at these. So I'm gonna launch this poll. How would you describe the health of your business? Would you say it's sick? It's just not doing good at all? Is it struggling? You've done a couple of things in it, but it's just kind of struggling. Is it stable? Do you feel like your business is really kind of solid right now? Or do you feel like it's significant? You wouldn't change a thing and you are rocking and rolling. Keep voting, guys. I'm going to count down from 8, and then I'm going to close the poll. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the poll and sharing the results. So of everybody that's here right now, we've got 29% say, you know what, my business is sick. It's just not doing good at all. And 71% say that it's struggling. These numbers, guys, super normal. And this isn't to make you feel bad at all. As it says, to say, number one, we see it all the time. And number two, you are not alone. Look at these numbers. And I'm guessing that the average person on here has been trying to do business online for 6 months or a year, and most of the time it's way more than a year. And so there's this pattern that we're seeing over and over and over and over again, that people are not having that success that they really dreamed of. And so that's going to be one of the first steps that we take tonight, is to really get focused on what it means to be successful, what that's going to take, and where we need to go from there. So you need to make sure you have your worksheet out, and we are about to get to work. Paul, talk to us about this little screen right here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite pictures online. In the top corner, you've got the guy that is going really hard. He's very focused. You can see it on his face for his dreams. He's going for those diamonds, right? That's where the wealth is. The person in the bottom corner, he is at that spot where he feels like he's been struggling, or that his business is sick. And, you know, like where many of you are right now, and he just gave up. He gave up so too soon. And there's so many of you that are right on the cusp of success, but you give up. And that happens so often. I see it happen more than I'd like to see. You know, but just maybe one more swipe, or one more thing, or one more attempt, and you can make it. And it's a grind. It's definitely a grind. But for those that are willing to stick it out, the rewards are amazing, kind of like the person in the front's about to find out, or in the top.
Absolutely. So step one is the 3R system for hyper focus. This is going to get you extreme clarity on what you're wanting to achieve. We talk to entrepreneurs all the time who definitely want to do better, and they want to make money, and they want to get free, and they've got all of these things in their head, but they don't have it really down on paper. And we want you to get it down on paper tonight. And the reason is, you must know exactly what you want, or you'll never get it. That sounds cliche. It sounds like a platitude, but it's not. You must know exactly what you want, or you will never get it. So we're going to begin with make more. You know, usually when it comes to business, this is the goal, right? We want to make more. We want to have some numbers that are going to validate our work and our effort, our income, our revenue, and ultimately what we're going to be able to do with that. So this first set of numbers are Paul Counts numbers.
Yeah, so this is just some stats from JV Zoo here. So what you've got here is, you know, in just representation of the income that's been made this year. So you're looking at about $700,000 to $800,000 worth of sales just on JV Zoo itself. That doesn't count ClickBank and other platforms. We want this for you. We want you guys to have those days where you have $11,000 in revenue, $14,000 in revenue. And inside Impact Income, we're going to teach you exactly how to have revenue days like this. And now Paul's going to talk about one of his unique but very powerful revenue streams.
Yeah, I'm not going to hit you with like everything that I'm involved in necessarily, but this is one that I've seen every single time helps people have some hope, because this is a little bit unusual. This is one of my very first online businesses. It's Teen Life Ministries, the Youth Ministry Zone. We've got 2,771 members that pay $10 a month. Now you can do the multiplication on that. It's not difficult. Just add a 0 to 2,771, and that's our monthly in a niche that should not, according to all the gurus, according to all of the niche magicians, no one would go into this niche. It doesn't fit the formula. Or does it, because we're going to show you a formula tonight that it fits very, very well. But here it is. Here's a niche that most people would have totally ignored, but has worked extremely well for us.
Yeah, so this is a great example here of Gina Paris. So what Gina did, she's in the niche within a niche, right? So she is in the baseball and softball niche, and she is also in the mental game aspect of it. So it's a niche within the baseball and softball space. And so she's carved out a spot. She looked at herself, she looked at her life experiences, she looked at her training, her upbringing, she looked at her son, who was actually a professional baseball player, saw the struggles he was going through, and she created a product around that. One thing I love about Gina is that she went through one of my training programs and she put a very unique twist on recruiting joint venture partners. So I was teaching her one way, but she put her own unique spin on that, meaning instead of just copying exactly what I taught, she took the principles of what I taught and she made it unique. And what resulted was that she made more in one day with this one info product than she did the entire year of a previous info product in a niche that she wasn't as passionate about.
Yeah, you make such a great point there, Paul, because it's so easy to just get involved in something and feel like, okay, I've been told that this niche is the right niche, but in order to make more, there's a combination of four elements that we're going to see that make it so critical for that to happen. Now it's your turn, guys. You need to write down your make more number. Some of you want to make 10,000, some 25,000, some want to make 100,000 a year, or you may want to put in your monthly. Here's what we want you to do. Number one, write down on your sheet your make more number. And then number two, type it into the Q&A section and let us know what your number is.
Yeah, this is so important because once you know what your number is, once you know what your goal is that you want to go for, then
Right.
you can really push it. And we see
Man,
15,000 to 20K a month, 100,000 a year.
20K a month, 300,000 a year. Keep them rolling in here, guys. 50K a month, 25,000, 50,000, 75,000, 100,000 per year, 250,000 per year, 10K month minimum, 3K a month to start.
Love
Keep them
it.
rolling, guys. Good, man. I love
Everybody,
this.
everybody's unique. That's the most important thing. So your make more is going to be different from somebody else. Some people we've seen only want to make $500 a month, and that's great because that will actually transform their life where they are at. It doesn't mean that they don't have big goals. It just means that 500 a month would change their life. So your goal might be 500 a month. It might be 50,000 a month. Everybody's going to be different.
Absolutely. We got some more coming in, 3K a month, 10.5K a month, 250,000 a year, 150,000 a year. So many great answers here, guys. This is where it begins because your path, your business process is determined by that number, because you have to build the business around what you're going to be doing and where you want to reach, instead of simply going, hey, I'm going to go out here and just set up a business and we're going to see what happens. You design it very specifically for that outcome. So after make more is give more. One of the cool things about making more money is you get to do more with it and do some really cool things with it as well. So top left is me in India, bottom left is Malawi, Africa, and then those three cascading pictures when my boys are in Mexico, and in those three regions, and actually 9 regions around the world, I've been blessed enough to be on the ground and actually help physically with the building of orphanages. So that's my personal give more. This picture in the middle is with Carrie Wilkerson. She won Marketer of the Year, got up on stage, won 10 grand, and immediately gave it to me to use in 100X missions for the building and the support of orphanages. So we all have different give mores. This happens to be mine, and here's Paul Counts.
Yeah, so we took our family up to Cambodia recently. We did a workshop. I'm actually in Cambodia right now, actually revisiting with the missionary in person we were working with, and also working again with his college students, just kind of, really reinvesting into their lives. In the bottom right corner, we were able to work with the kids and the youth there, do a little free business training, and then also, this picture right here in the very middle where somebody's talking about how we impacted them. That's the kind of stories that we love seeing because we're able to change people's life. You know, we were able to help this family that didn't have a house. We were able to help just spread a love to them by helping them financially, but they were able to now get a job. They're better than they were. They now have income coming in. They now have a house. So totally life-changing stuff because we had money to give more. And that's so powerful because if you can give more, your life's going to be much more fulfilled.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got another case study that Paul's going to talk about real quick. I've got to make a couple of changes, so I'm going to stop showing the screen while he talks about Jeff, and then I'll make it live again in just a second.
Yeah, so this is my friend Jeff Hunt. So Jeff Hunt is somebody that actually started online. So he started a business, and he was trying the affiliate marketing model. He was trying the different models like multi-level marketing. A lot of the stuff many of us have tried, and none of them really fit him until he actually got it to the point where he could actually start a business that was related to website flipping. It was something that fit him. He was able to make his own very unique business model out of it. And so he tried a variety of different things. He struggled. But during that time, though, because he found what he was good at with website investing, he can now live a comfortable lifestyle. He's able to go to third world countries and help people. He's also able to serve in his youth with youth group in his church as well. And in the last 12 months, he's been back 3 times. And that's his Give More case study. But it all stemmed from the fact that he decided to make a focus and say, you know what, I'm not going to be good at affiliate marketing because everybody says that. I'm not going to necessarily be good at multi-level marketing, but I'm going to be great at website investing and teaching people how to invest in websites using my own unique process. And so he took his own spin on things, and it resulted in amazing things for him so he can give more.
Man, super cool. And I love how specific he is with what he's doing, that he's able to serve in third world countries 3 times in the last 12 months. Well, guys, what's your Give More? Where do you want to make the biggest difference? Where do you want to make the biggest impact? Write it down on your sheet, and then also type it into the Q&A because we want to be able to see those. I love this. This is from Bill. Get my family out of Ukraine, and enlighten others with what has happened there. Bill, I've got some friends that actually are from Ukraine, and it's really heartbreaking. It's devastating. Most of the people do not know the stories, and I love what you're saying here. I'm going to read it again. Get my family out of Ukraine and enlighten others with what has happened there. Guys, type in your Give More so that we can share those with others that are here tonight as well, because when we do this, it allows us to be able to see a bigger picture of the impact that really happens when we start to make more.
Love this. My friend and I would like to have a transitional home for women with children. Love it. Learn it myself and then teach people with disabilities how to build an online business, help others attain success. This is some great stuff, and keep in mind that your Give More is going to be completely different from myself, from Paul Evans, from Don here, says help at-risk youth and transitional for women. So another one, there's actually 2 people that want to help women in the transition phase. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
One after the other, they typed it at the same time, but everybody's going to be unique. That is so cool. So I love this. Everybody here wants to give, because if you give more, it's going to make it so that you're able to say, hey, I'm at a spot where I'm not sure, where my business is going. I might want to just give up, but then you remember what you want to do. You want to be there to help at-risk youth. You want to be there to give hospice and music ministries for those with major illnesses. You want to be there for those people. So you're going to say, wow, I need to push through and make more. And that's so powerful, so dynamic once you get that element down of giving more, because if your heart is to give, it's going to reflect in the business you go into as well. It's going to help others at the same time. So it's a beautiful thing when it all fits together.
Absolutely, man. That is so true. We've got some that want to give $50,000 a month, some that want to give $10,000 a year, 10% a year, 20% a year. I would love to eventually be able to give up to 90% of my income. I would like to be able to give $100,000 lump sum to a special organization that's dear to my heart. I'd like to help the Red Cross. I'd like to help Samaritan's Purse. So many great Give Mores, guys, and thank you for sharing your heart on that. We got several more that are coming in as well, and we're grateful for that, because when you're clear on your Make More, when you're clear on your Give More, it makes such a big difference. We got Eugene that says to give to my ministries to spread the word of God. So we've got all kinds of different giving that's taking place here tonight. We love that, guys. And then
So cool.
finally, live more. I mean, we do want to make more so we can give more, but also so we can live more. So top left is myself with Michael Hyatt. He's one of my buddies, but to get to him, guess what? It costs money. To take my boys to St. Louis to a Cardinals game when Stephen graduated high school, guess what? It took money. To rent a house on the ocean in Mexico for a week for my family, it took money. To travel all around the world, including Disney World, it takes money. But to make more, so we can give more, but so we can live more, so that we can enjoy some stuff as well.
Yeah, so my live more here, I absolutely love taking my family out during the day, especially if it's during the summer months and the kids aren't in school and everybody else is working. We like to go to the zoo. We like to travel. You saw we took our kids to Cambodia. We also, my wife and I, in Hawaii. We got the bottom left corner there. That was fun. We took our niece and nephew to Disneyland and we surprised them with a memorable experience to get picked up in a limousine. And again, that kind of stuff takes money. We are annual pass members at Disneyland. We like to travel to different places. I'm a big, passionate college football fan, which Paul Evans would say is an understatement. I am
Yes.
very, very passionate about the Washington State Cougars. And, we're able to travel, take the kids to games, travel, take the family, and then also the top right corner there is visiting family, that lives all over the state or all over the country. That's so important to us, and because you need money in order to live more, and so money is not a bad thing because you can live more and give more at the same time.
This is one of my clients slash friends, Sue Painter, and I get so tickled at her because she is always posting from some different place in the world. And right now, she is actually in Costa Rica, and the volcanoes are spewing. I got this off of one of our private Facebook groups the other day, just like 2 days ago, and she cracked me up with that. Top left is Malta, and her and Bill traveled there. But in each of these zones that she goes to, every place that she travels, she'll have a VIP day or two with one of her clients. But she's designed her business so that she can make more. Yep, so she can give more and so she can live more. So what's your live more? You should know the drill by now. What's on your bucket list? What are some cool things that you would really like to do? And maybe even some other things that are going to lead to that. We got Bill here who says rehab for my injuries and continue to travel. That's a big part of living more, right? Being able to have that mobility and being able to go and see new places.
So good. And it takes money to do these things. So money does matter when you want to live more. I love it because everybody's live more is going to be different too. Some people want to travel. Some people just want to travel within their country. Some people, they just want to be free. We've had people, like for example, we have somebody here that they wanted to just not have to worry about finances anymore, not have to stress about it on the weekend and be able to just live carefree. That's huge.
Yep.
Cruise.
Take,
I'd like
yeah,
to
take my
travel.
friends and family on a 1 month vacation.
That's awesome.
That's huge. Cruise. I would like to travel, fly, drive, cruise. So many places I haven't been. I want to go to Hawaii. I want to take my entire family to Disney World, stay on the property, and not worry about a single expense. So good.
I love the specific of these requests here. It's so good because once you really get specific and you know what you want to do, what your live more goals are, it's going to again make your goals that much more strong. It's going to make it that much stronger when you want to give up because you're going to say, hey, I still want to travel. I want to go on a cruise. I want to take my friends and family on a 1 month vacation. So I'm going to keep pushing. So it's so important that you write this down because it's huge for your success.
Okay, so the right-hand side of the sheet are your results. I want to make more, give more, live more. You just did that exercise. That's your results. The left side of the sheet, the second R, is your reality. What are you making now compared to what you wrote down when you said make more? What are you giving now compared to what you wrote down in your give more? How are you living now compared to what you wrote down in your live more? Are those super close together or are they very far apart? Now, you don't have to write down your actual numbers to us on this one, but we do want you to write those down for yourself. And the reason is so you'll have a clear picture of where you are now to where you want to be. Because as you build your business, you want to bridge that gap. You want to shrink that gap with a process that moves you from where you are now, your current reality, to where you want to be. And we're not saying that as two guys who, quote, have made it and are speaking totally from an easy street position, because it's not been easy street. Business is not easy street, and sometimes it's very unfun street. Tell us about it, Paul.
Yeah, so this box of Cheerios story, Paul said he really wanted me to share this after I told him about it. This was such a dynamic shift in my business and in my life. It was about 7 years ago, or yeah, 7 years ago, beginning of 2009. My wife was pregnant. I was invited to go speak at a conference on marketing, search engine optimization, a conference that was going to be in Atlanta. The reason they invited me was because I have a lot of clients at that time that I was doing search engine work for. They were ranking for keywords like, there were phrases like pet supplies. There was, self-directed IRA, which is in the financial space, coffee. I was doing work for some larger organizations. The problem was I wasn't getting paid consistently because I was duplicating a model that didn't have a lot of solid cash flow. I was doing some very basic affiliate marketing stuff. My problem was I was not building an asset like an email list. I was not building a foundation for my business. And because of that, we reached a point where we didn't have very much money in the bank account because some checks hadn't come in that I was anticipating from clients. Well, I was invited to this event. I was on my way to this event, and our vehicle broke down on the way. And it was absolutely just gut-wrenching, right? The vehicle broke down, transmission fell out. It was about an hour away from our house. It was when we lived in Oklahoma, about in Lawton, Oklahoma area. My wife had to drive over an hour. Again, she was 8 months pregnant. She had to drive over an hour to come get us. And while on the way, she couldn't even afford to get the toll paid for in Oklahoma. So the person actually did a little bit of give more, if you will, and let her go on through the toll booth, had some grace on her. So she went on, picked me up. She was, obviously 8 months pregnant. We had a 2-year-old. We were hungry. We had, I thought we had money in the bank account, a very small amount, but I knew we had enough to at least get Taco Bell, right? So I think our order total was $4 or $5, just something a little small for each person. Went in, tried one card, it was declined. Tried another card, it was declined. And then I realized there was a bill that I guess had come out that I wasn't aware of at that point. And so we were completely at rock bottom. We had nothing. And it was a really big turning point because my wife, she actually was still hungry, and we had a box of Cheerios in the car. And so my pregnant wife and my 2-year-old had to sit in the car and eat Cheerios. And I'm telling you, that was gut-wrenching. That really made me step back and say, what's up? What's up with my business? What am I doing wrong? Well, my wife drove the way home. I had a chance to reflect on my business and say, what can I change in my business? And it was at that point that I made a shift in my business. And I said, I'm done doing this work for everybody else just like this. I'm going to make myself, Paul Counts, my best paying client, and I'm going to be unique in my business, and I'm going to stand out. I'm going to create training programs that are different. And at that point, that Cheerios right there, that box of Cheerios has resulted in millions of dollars in online sales for me since then. Just because of a box of Cheerios, it took that one roadblock, and for me to say, I'm done doing it like everybody else, I'm going to do it my own unique way, it was powerful from that point on.
I heard somebody say today, Paul, that things turn around when we're at the end of our rope. I'm not sure that that's quite true. I think that things turn around when we're at the end of our hope. And that seems to be where you guys were.
Exactly. We definitely were right there. That's good. I love that.
Man, that's a tough place, brother. We're looking at the right-hand side as results, left-hand side is reality, and the middle is roadblocks. And the roadblocks are the things that keep you from getting from the reality of where you are to the results of where you want to be. And we've all got a lot of different roadblocks in our life and how that comes about. But what's holding you back the most? I'm going to pull up another poll, and I'd love for everybody to vote on this of what is holding you back the most. These are the things that we see most commonly, and you can vote for as many as you want. You don't have to select just one. You can vote for as many as you want. What is holding you back the most? Is it, what niche and what to sell? You're not sure about that. You've got no simple system to follow. Maybe you got plenty of complex ones, but you don't have a simple one. Maybe you lack confidence from failures. You kind of have this pattern of things not really working out, And so you've got like a lack of confidence. And maybe you feel like you're all over the place and unfocused. Maybe you feel like you're all over the place and you're unfocused. So you can select as many of these as you feel like really connects with you and represents where you are. All right, so get your vote in as I count down from 8. Anything you want to add to that, Paul?
Yeah, I love seeing the votes coming in. Somebody else just said they don't see funding on the list, but hey, that's all right. We've got, these are four main areas though where we see people that are struggling right now and in their businesses. And so, but again, everybody's going to have a little unique struggle, but these are the core struggles we're seeing people have.
Absolutely. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing the poll, sharing the results. 58% say I don't know what niche or what to sell. So the positive news about that is that 42%, feel pretty good about it. 83%, no simple system to follow.
Wow.
And the truth is that even if you had a system, if it doesn't fit you, you still don't have a system. 58% lack of confidence from failures, and 58% I'm all over the place and unfocused. All right, so let's keep rolling. A lot of similarity in all of that. I appreciate you guys sharing that and being so open about it. Here are the top 3 reasons why 98% of online entrepreneurs fail, why they don't make it. Number 1 is passion. It's not a lack of passion. It's this statement: do what you love and the money will follow. Type in yes if you ever heard do what you love and the money will follow. All right, so we got yeses coming in. And the other funny thing is, as I love this one that says, yeah, that's what they say, but I've had yet for it to chase me down. Do what you love and the money will follow. We know that in and of itself is not necessarily true. Number 2, profit. The first step is to choose a profitable niche. I heard this all the time, but why Paul counts may this not be 100% true?
Yeah, it's not 100% true just for the fact that look at your example of the youth ministry site, right? Like if we had done our research on that, if we had gone out and said, well, how many people are running ads on this? How long have they been running those ads? How many articles are there on this topic? We would have come to the conclusion that the youth ministry niche does not have money. You therefore should not go into that niche. Well, if you had listened to that, you would not have a business that generates 25,000 plus per month that you only run 30 minutes a month on or 30 minutes a week on. You would not be having a business that generates that kind of revenue if you had listened to what everybody said about choosing a profitable niche. Every single person's unique, and so you need to actually look inside. Same thing actually, Gina Paris. She's another great example of this. We could have looked at that and said, the motivational side of baseball or softball is not that big. Actually, it's not that big of a market. So why don't you just stick to teaching people about training in that market and you can partner up with somebody? But no, she paved her own path and went into not mindset for business owners, but mindset for baseball and softball people. All because if we had just sat back and looked and said, the first step is to choose a profitable niche, so I'm going to just do that, then you're going into an area where there's a lot of competition. And so this is not the case for everybody.
Yep, and I do want to clarify because it was a little bit unclear with what Paul said. I do not spend 30 minutes a month on my youth ministry site, but a complete 30 minutes a week. I didn't want it to sound outrageous. Number 3, proficiency. Just become an expert in your field and be an authority. We act like, if you just become an expert, stuff just starts rolling in. It's not true. There are plenty of broke experts. On the other hand, you don't necessarily have to be a know-it-all in your field. You just need to be proficient. I guarantee you that if you've ever wanted to lose weight and one of your friends lost 25 or say 50 pounds, you didn't ask about their proficiency. All you asked was, let me know your secret. That's what real proficiency is. You didn't ask them if they were expert or if they were an authority. You just simply wanted their result. People want your results. So here's kind of like the secret formula if you want to write this down. Passion plus profit plus proficiency plus personality is the real secret to success. Now, personality, I'm not talking about being hyperactive or over the top or even extroverted. You can be extroverted or introverted. It really doesn't matter. The key is that you're not looking at any one of these components individually, but you're building your business around all 4 of these connected. And that's why we want to take you to step 2. You've got your make more, live more You make more, give more, live more. And now we're going to talk about the four forces that are going to allow you to really streamline your business and create the type of business that you love. So, number one is core. This means that we're going to shift from being a puppet to being a person. Paul, tell us what that really means.
Yeah, so being a puppet basically means you're just following the herd, right? You're following a system. You're basically letting somebody else pull the strings or somebody else talk for you, basically think for you, right? So you're just being a puppet. But if you are a person, you are unique. You are your own unique person. And at the core of your business, you need to be unique. You need to stand out because if you look at every successful business, every major successful entrepreneur, everybody that's had any kind of semblance online in any kind of a business setting, it's because they're unique. They stand out. They are not somebody that a cookie cutter approach, right? So you're going to learn, to know you and how you want to do business because that's so, so powerful. It's at the core of everything, and that's why we're starting here.
Yeah, and we see this throughout. So, you want to make sure that you've got the core of who you are, that you know that, and you build your business on you and not on somebody else. And we see this in example after example. Take Ancestry DNA. If you want to know about your background, you can go to ancestry.com. You can submit your DNA and they can find out more about who you are and who your family is and was. MBTI, this is Myers-Briggs. In fact, if you actually know your Myers-Briggs, just type that in. I am an ENTJ. All right, we got an INTJ. We got several more that are coming in. Let's see. Another INTJ, another INTJ. Where are you guys coming from? I am an INTJ. I may have said E. Sometimes I mess those
Yeah,
up.
you
But
might
I'm
even
an,
be an IDK, right?
you're a what? What's that?
You might be an IDK. I don't know.
No kidding. Another INTJ, an INFJ. Okay, and some folks won't know what this is, but those
Yep.
of you who do, it's because you've taken this personality test to find out. Now, this last one is DNA fit. DNA fit is where you go in and you allow your DNA to determine your nutritional protocol and your workout protocol. Back when I owned the gym in the early 90s, I didn't give the same workout to everybody. I didn't give the same eating program to everybody because there were different goals. Think back to make more. Some of you wanted to make 25 grand. Some of you wanted to make 250 grand. Some wanted to make 1,000 a month. Some of you wanted to make 10,000 a month. That's like DNA. It's like MB. It's like ancestry DNA. You've got to design it based on you and allow that to structure everything. Who is this, Paul Counts?
Yeah, so this is Grace Vanderwall. She was on America's Got Talent. She actually won the entire competition, this 12-year-old girl. But what separated her from everybody else, and literally they have like hundreds of thousands of people audition for this show around the country, what separated her is that she was an original. She came out, she used a ukulele, which was unique enough. It was a unique instrument that she learned to play. She had a unique style about her, but most importantly, she created unique songs that she sang, and that's what really separated her. Everybody else comes out and they sing cover songs, so they sing the most popular songs that are out there. Grace Vanderwall comes onto the stage and she sings originals. Yes, it's a mighty big risk because not everybody may resonate with her songs, but guess what? It made her stand out. It made her win in the competition. She beat out people that some people would argue had a better voice than her. But the reality is it's because she was unique that she won the $1 million competition. She now has the headline show in Las Vegas. She's now the star of the show because she was unique and she took that risk, but it paid off mightily for her. So this is another great example here of KK Chan here. This is a student of mine. We were doing some talking. KK is somebody that's been online for a while. She's been following my programs. I've watched her get, take some PLR products and get them live. She's, tried to build her email list up. She's had a little bit of success with that. But we were really talking, and I was really trying to identify what makes her tick. What kind of stuff does she enjoy doing? What kind of things does she love? What kind of stuff has she done in the past? Well, she told me she used to make motion video background loops. You know, the video creatives that you see with the wavy movements and such. And she told me that, well, actually, I created these loops for the NBC affiliate in Canada, and we actually showed these in the Olympics. So my motion loops were being shown in the Olympics. And I was like, wait a minute, stop right there. You mean to tell me your loops were used in the Olympic broadcast? She said, yes, they were. And I said, how easy is it to make these and do you like it? She said, they're very easy and I absolutely love it, but I never thought that there was a market for it. And I said, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a bunch of these motion loops because you like doing it, and we're going to sell these as a package because other entrepreneurs want to create motion background loops. And this was her first major win online because we launched this out. She made, several $1,000s in sales, which is more than she had made in a while, and it just really kind of set her on a course now to where she knows what to be selling. She knows where her market is. She knows what she can be offering for people as far as services go. It really transformed her business. So it's definitely a good testament to being unique and being original and looking at what works for you instead of trying to follow what everybody else is teaching.
Right. The whole reason you want to get to your core is that you want to make sure that you're focusing on what really makes the biggest difference so that you can connect it. You want to shift from model to mission. You want to shift from simply doing what everybody else does to being on focus and doing the thing that you know is going to make the biggest impact. You also want to make sure that you connect with the best business method for you. Everybody doesn't fit everywhere, and everything doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes you've got to make sure that you're really focused on what you can bring to the table. Check out this case study from Michael Baptiste.
Yeah, so Michael here, we had one conversation, right? So that's how this stuff works. Like one conversation with KK set her up. And the reality here is, in one conversation with Gina on Facebook set her up. It was all personal interaction. Well, I had one conversation with Michael that he says literally gave him one single idea that's going to change his life and take it to the next level. He said breakthrough is here because of this one conversation we had. And what's really cool about Michael is he really stepped out of the mold. He didn't go into internet marketing type business. And yes, he does teach people some of those elements, but he has another business that he really jumped in to be original, where he makes milk from bananas, right? Who does that? And now he sells out on the shelves of Whole Foods. My son absolutely loves it. It's called Banana Wave Milk. Here he is on the shelves of grocery stores. I mean, how off the internet can you get, right? He's selling a physical product in grocery stores, but it's unique. It's unique. It's because he took one idea, he took that one single idea, and he made it unique. So Michael Baptiste here is a tremendous example of being unique and being original and standing out.
Man, I love
And
that.
connecting that piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the difference is, are you going to be an employee or an entrepreneur? And that's exactly what Michael's doing, right? He's being an employee versus an entrepreneur. He decided, you know what? I'm not going to work for somebody else. I'm going to work for myself, and I'm going to be an entrepreneur. And she comes out with banana milk. Buying a one-size-fits-all business is like applying for a job. If Michael had been out there trying to buy one of these systems that's on the market, trying to force himself into it, it just didn't work. Instead, what he did is he went way outside the business box, and he did something that now is very, very successful. He took his core, who he is, he connected it to a process that fit him. And so he's a true entrepreneur. So that's kind of the question. Do you want to follow the crowd, or do you want to blaze your own path? Type in the word crowd or type in the word blaze. Do you want to follow the crowd, or do you want to blaze your own path? All right, everybody is saying blaze, 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 blaze. Good. Blaze, of course. Thank you, Mona. Blaze, of course. Blaze, blaze, blaze. Good. That's the key, guys. Every now and then somebody might say crowd, and that's fine because we actually need employees. But if you're going to make more number, your give more number, your live more number, you got to blaze your own path. And that's why we come to step 3. You get your core, you connect it to a process that fits you, and then we customize it. Tell us about this, Paul Counts.
Yeah, customization is so key, and that's like where KK did, right? So she followed the principles that she had learned on how to launch a product to the marketplace, and we went through that process again, but we did it using her unique approach, which was creating these video motion background loops. So creating something that was different from what everybody else was selling. And so that was a perfect example of shifting her from conforming to what everybody else was selling to transforming into her own unique self. And it all happened because of customization. I can relate in my business that when I actually follow somebody else's process or somebody else's system, it didn't work that well for me. But when I made it a Paul Counts original or a Counts-esque type training, or I used somebody else's phrasing instead of what people like to call Paulisms or Countsisms in my case, then, you know, the Countsisms are those phrases that they're off the wall, right? They're phrases that not everybody would say, but they can relate that to me, but it allows me to stand out in people's minds, and it helps me in so many areas. It's not that I attempt to do it, it's just that I basically made a point to say, I'm going to be unique, I'm going to be who I am, I'm going to be real and authentic. It's going to allow me to shift from conforming, transforming, and we're going to teach you exactly how to do that, because if you do not customize, you are dooming yourself to fail big time.
Yeah, and this is one of the hardest lessons, guys. Because you can either be paint by numbers or you can be a Picasso. You can paint by numbers and go and grab a box off the shelf, but you take that paint by numbers to an auction, what's it going to bring you? Nothing. Picasso, millions of dollars because it's an original and it can't be duplicated. So you want to make sure that you customize. You know, perhaps you've got a system to sit on your hard drive. You're going to make sure you customize it for you. Now, here's an example. This is a case study of Kellyanne Johnson. She's a life coach, and she bought one of those business in a box type things that said you can make 100 grand a year as a life coach. So she was attracted to that. She bought it, and she went through the steps, and she loved being a life coach, but she wouldn't make any money. And so she set up a coaching call with me, basically a consulting call, and we went through her business. And she said, I just don't understand why it's not working. I said, well, how many calls do you need to book? She said, I need to book just 20 calls a week, and I've got it made. And I said, how many calls are you booked on right now? She goes, well, I've got 5 calls booked right now. I said, well, let me ask you a question. 1 to 10, how much do you like the phone? She said, I hate the phone. I said, so you've bought a product that tells you how to make 100 grand a year as a life coach on the phone, and you hate the phone. And she said, yeah. Okay, what am I going to do about it? I said, well, you can either force yourself to do something you hate, or you can customize it. And so I started asking her about what she would like to do. I said, do you mind doing video conferences? She said, I'm not really excited about that. I said, what about email coaching? She said, yeah, I like email, but I don't really like to type. I said, I hear exactly what you're saying. I said, how about you something like Snagit? Use your cursor and draw a box around the question that comes in. Press record. They're not going to see you. They're just going to see the recording of their question, and you record your answer to their question. You press a button. It uploads the content to the web. It supplies you a link that you then put in the email and send back to them. Your coaching sessions will last 5 minutes or less if you're doing them that way. She said, I could do that all day long. I love it. So, she ended up making that 6 figures and beyond because she customized. It's a critical step. You've got to make sure that you're doing that, or you end up doing something that you hate and it just doesn't work too well. And then finally, you want conversion. We actually call this command conversion. But you want to shift from confusion to clarity. Talk to us about this, Paul Counts.
Yeah, it's really key that you're able to get to that point where you're shifting from confusion over to clarity, just for the fact that so many times we're confused about where we should be going, and we need to be very clear about the path we're going on. And so the command center, that's where we're going to be talking about launching your business. That's a key component of impact income. It's all about everything you learned about the core, what makes you tick, what niche you should be going in, what kind of business model you should be following, to connecting that path, to customizing that path. But then you really need to know how to command it and get conversion so you can make sales, you can generate leads, you can do everything you need to do to generate revenue. And that's what that's all about, because you need to have the confidence to launch out there, or else all the other stuff was no good. You could have the perfect niche for yourself, the perfect business model for yourself, and the perfect customization done, but if nobody knows about it, you're not going to reach people. So all 4 of these pieces work beautifully together because they're so vital.
Yeah, my buddy Rick Hofer, he has a book called Funded. He's selling it on Amazon. He sells some copies here and there for about $9, and that's about it. So I was talking to him one day. I said, Rick, you're a professor. You're a doctor. do you have your class just read a book, or do you have your class like do assignments and come to lectures? And he said, well, yeah, they do all that, of course. I said, so what format do you think you should launch in? And he said, well, I'm not sure. I said, well, if you could do anything you want, what would you want to do? He said, I'd love to do a multimedia product. So we actually, did that, created a multimedia product for him. Now he was making $9 a sale on Amazon. Well, not actually that much after all the percentages, but look at his rates now: $4.97, $7.97, $9.97. Now he can launch with confidence. He can convert with confidence because he knows that people can be helped by a book, but he knows that they will be transformed by actually coming in and taking his full course. It makes a big, big difference when you're in total alignment with your core, your connect, your customization, and your command conversion.
So now we're going to talk about one simple tweak that boosted sales for me by 4,117%. And that simple tweak that I did was just customizing, was being unique and being original. So I'll tell you a great example. So I did a product launch, and I've done a few this way, and the launches were doing very subpar results. We were making sales, but it's very minimal sales. Conversions were super, super low. Affiliates just weren't getting on board. It was not converting, very low earnings per click. So everything was bad about it, right? So I did a launch that did about $3,400. Then I had another launch that did $140,000. And I really got to reflecting and realizing what the main difference was. And the core difference is that when I was doing the launches that didn't do very well, I was following somebody else's system. I was working with the business partner. I was following the way they recruit joint venture partners. I was following the way they write their sales copy. I was following the system they use and the pages they use. And so what happened is that by making this tweak here in my business, by customizing it and looking at the fact that my most successful launches was because I used my own way of recruiting people, my own way of following my business, my sales with this one simple tweak boosted by 4,117%. That's over 400% increase in sales, direct sales. I mean, that's a huge, massive, massive difference. Excuse me, that's 400 times the difference. So who else would like to make 400 times the sales by customization? Go ahead and type yes in there, because customizing is so vital. I'm telling you, when I was not customizing my business, when I was trying to follow just because I felt like it was the nice thing to do, follow somebody else's path and system and process, when I was following their process, I was struggling mightily. But when I became my own self and stood out from the crowd, it resulted in sales that were 400 times what I was getting before.
Yeah, such a great example of exactly how to really convert based on you. Because everybody's going to have a slightly different funnel. You're going to have your perfect funnel. It could be a squeeze page, sales page, order confirmation, whatever. Could be a squeeze page, a thank you page. Could be a webinar to an enrollment page. There's so many different ways to do funnels. I see people all the time online acting like, hey, come here and get the one perfect funnel. There's not one. There's yours. There's a perfect funnel for you, but what's going to work for you is not going to work for everybody else, right? And so that's why we're
Exactly.
talking about really tying in to core, connect, customize, and conversion. So those are the four forces. Now, before we go any farther, do you have any questions about make more, give more, and live more? Any questions about the four forces? Just type those in now.
Yeah, this is a great chance to ask any question, and I'll follow up with you with what you were just talking about the perfect funnel. I was on a plane and I was talking to somebody, and they're in a totally different business model, and their funnel is basically their end game. I was talking about what is your end goal with your business, and the end goal with their business is to generate leads that call them. It wasn't to do like building a huge email list. It wasn't to send them over to a sales page. It was to generate phone call leads, right? So that's another great example of a funnel that's unique. And so that's a question a lot of people have is, how do I get my perfect funnel? Well, it takes a little bit of one-on-one help to get to that point. But yeah, this is a great time to ask any questions that you guys have about core, connect, customize, any of those models, because they're so important to your success.
Yeah, and you talked a pretty good bit right there, Paul, and I'm not saying any questions come in, except for one. Here we go. I'm not sure I get converting a system to reflect me since I don't always understand systems. Yeah, Mona, so give us an example of something that you might want to sell. Just type in like the name of a product or something that you're thinking about, and we'll give you a live example of that. Because when you're thinking about converting a system, we're talking about conversions from your system itself into sales. The process of moving all the way from getting traffic to getting them on your list to converting them into a buyer and then continual conversions after that. All right? Good. Okay, so that seems to have answered that. Good. All right. So there's a couple of options here, guys. Number one is that you can take a slow route and get out there and figure out core, connect, customize, and convert on your own. You know, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Plenty of people do that. That was our process. It took us personally years to kind of figure it out and to tweak it and to get it right, but it's absolutely possible. It's not an impossibility. The second thing you can do is just take the fast route, and you could come on with us at Impact Income and take the fast track. Now, here's what we're about to do. And most of the time people don't do this, but Paul and I do this every time. If you feel like, all right, I got what I needed and I'm going to go and figure this out for myself, then this is the time to hop off and go and figure it out. Man, take off. Let it rip. For the rest of you who want to stay, then we're going to go back through core and give you dates, core, connect, going through the whole thing again, but give you dates that we're covering that and what we're going to be covering so that you'll know if this is a fit for you or not. So if you've got all your notes, you're good to go, you want to go and crank it up on your own, take off. No bad feelings whatsoever, because we know that you've gotten enough already to be able to really tighten up what you're doing. For those of you who want to stay, let's rock and roll. You ready, Paul Counts?
I am ready. This is some great stuff.
All right, step 3 is impact income. It's that we do this with you and somewhat for you so that you're going to go through this process not alone, but with us, and we give you the tools and stuff along the way. So core, we said we want you to shift from being a puppet to a person. How are we going to do this? Write down this date, October the 10th. Write it down in a little blank on your sheet there, October the 10th.
And let us know when you write it down.
Yeah, type yes in the chat box when you've got that written down so that we know to move ahead.
Yep. And inside core, we'll also be talking about the one-sentence brand. Paul, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so we're going to do a core assessment first, and it's going to reveal whether you're a teacher, a coach, a reporter, or a hermit. So the core assessment is going to reveal to you your main entrepreneurial profile, which we've seen over and over again to be a teacher, a coach, a reporter, or a hermit. And with that, it allows you to really be set in your personality and style as an entrepreneur, which is the first step, because once you know that, it makes the other decisions easier. Then we're going to do a one-sentence brand exercise. So many times those of us who are online, somebody asks us what we do, we go, I'm trying to make money online, or I sell this ebook. Nope, Those days are completely over. In one sentence, you're going to be able to say so succinctly exactly what it is that you do. You will know your core to the core. This is not an elevator pitch. This is not one of those elevator statements that people say when somebody asks you what you do and you kind of have this clever thing. This is a rock solid branding sentence that you will not be able to wait to share because you're going to be so clear on what you do. So we're doing that on October the 10th. With that comes the one-to-one advisor. Now this is through the entire program, but you get access to me and Paul Counts. And what happens is we got a little coaching area inside the site, and you just open up little tickets and ask us questions, and we respond. It's a $10,000 value. It's one-to-one. This is not group. We're not against group, but if the only coaching you're getting is in a forum with 1,000 people who 99% of them have not been successful and they're acting like they're an expert, it's not good information to get. If it's group only, now we're going to have some group coaching on the live events, but if it's group only, it doesn't give you the insight and the depth of one-to-one. And if you're working with somebody that's only been in the how to make money niche, that doesn't give you enough breadth and depth to be able to go deep in your business either. And we're able to bring that to the table. At the end of October the 10th, and even if you don't make it live, you can watch the replay, you're going to have your fingerprint, your unique picture of who you are as an entrepreneur through the core assessment and through the one sentence branding that is going to make it so clear exactly what you do. Then on October the 17th, we're going to connect you. We're going to connect you to 4 paths. These 4 paths, some of them will link to a couple of personalities. Some of them will link only to one personality. But we're going to lead you directly into the path that's going to fit you best. Paul, tell us about path number 1.
Yeah, path number 1 is how you're going to tap into our system for selling $789,000 of digital assets so far this year. Digital assets meaning information products, software, tools, training, that type of stuff that's digital products. So you're going to learn our system that's generated $789,000 so far this year and millions of dollars over the last several years.
I love it. All right, so path 2 is how to uncover and how to land clients paying $25K down and $10K a month retainer. Now, this may not, now remember, we're customizing. So I'm just going to show you what I do. I'm going to show you how I land clients. I'm going to show you what I do out in the business world offline, and I'm going to show you what I do online to land clients. But I'm going to give you a specific example of 25K down that I receive and then 10K a month retainer. I want you to be able to see that. It doesn't mean, listen close, it doesn't mean that you're going to duplicate that. We're going to customize it, which is next. We're going to customize it for you. But this is the plan that you will get if your entrepreneurial profile matches this path. Path 3, I'm going to show you my system for making 30K a month, working 30 minutes a week. I've already shown you my youth ministry site, right? You've already seen that. So path 3 is I'm going to show you exactly how I operate that, and I've actually duplicated it in other niches as well. But I want to show you exactly how that's set up, how low the overhead is. I mean, it's like ridiculously embarrassing, and that I'm only putting 30 minutes per week into this site. Now, that's not going to match all 4 of the entrepreneurial profiles of the core in week 1 from the assessment, but it is going to match about 2 of those. And this may be your path that you're going to end up going down. Paul, path number 4.
Yeah, path number 4 here, you're going to follow the methods that I have laid out to hands-free recurring income streams that resulted in $127,000 in commissions. So you're going to follow my path, but then because you've gone through Customize, which is coming up, and that's another part of Impact Income, you're going to know how to customize our connection points or our different paths. And the most important thing to keep in mind is that we're not covering all of these on October 17th. These 4 different paths are complete digital home study courses. So this path alone is an entire course just about this particular business model. The coaching model, the membership model, the digital assets, you know, selling the $789,000 in 1 year of sales. That's an entire complete training program by itself. So you're getting access to 4 complete digital home study courses that are revealed to you once you go through the Connect training on October 17th. And then you're going to know what path you're going down, so then you can access that training and have the best time or the best level of success, the best opportunity for success that way.
I love it. So at the end of that second stage, you'll not only already have your fingerprint, but you're going to have your path. You're going to know exactly what your path is, and it's going to be super clear for you. Now, we're not just leaving you with that. We got some bonuses within Connect. So tell us about this first bonus, Paul.
Yeah, so this first bonus here for Connect, it's going to help connect you if you are somebody that goes after path number one or even path number two. This is going to be a really easy thing that you can actually slide it right onto your download pages, your thank you pages, your membership pages. You could even do follow-up emails, but you're going to get access to 10 membership sites that will actually put instant cash into your PayPal account. These are turnkey membership sites that all you need to do is just upload to the server, attach to your PayPal account, attach to your ClickBank account, and it's going to create sales for you on autopilot. And so you're going to know if this fits for you because it's going to make a lot of sense. But this is a bonus. It's a $1,000 value bonus, $997.
Yeah, and Ed has a great question. Will you have access to all four paths? Yes, you will have access to all four paths, but we're going to help you choose the best path for you. What we're not encouraging is trying to go down all four at once. That could be painful. You also get as a bonus signature product. This is another $997 value. This is a step-by-step process of creating your own $97 to $997 product. And this is, again, this is in addition to the four paths that we've already talked about. In addition to what Paul Counts just mentioned with the turnkey membership sites, this is a 4-week training course that you could, take in much less than 4 weeks. All you're going to be able to do is just go in and instantly access it and discover exactly how to make a multimedia product the same way that you saw Rick had during Convert earlier in the program.
You're also going to get access to 4 high-end digital products with licensing rights. So these are instant products of mine that you can resell. So you can use these as bonuses if it makes sense for your business model. This is a perfect part of Connect. Again, that's a $1,188 value. If you were to purchase my high-end products separately, you would be paying $297 a piece. So right there, that's $1,188 in value right there with this bonus. And it's going to make sense if it fits your path. The next bonus here is our proven templates and swipe files, which have been responsible for millions of dollars in online sales. This is a $997 value. If you think that having access to our swipe files and our templates, if you think that's beneficial to you, go ahead and put yes in there. Yes, I want the templates. Yes, I want these swipe files. Because I'm telling you, if you have access to these, that means you can copy and paste them. And inside path number one, we're actually teach you how to customize these different swipe files, because it's not only about copying and pasting our templates and swipes, but it's about customizing them for you. But instead of looking at a blank screen, instead of getting that quote writer's block or getting to that point of where you're stuck, this is going to help you break through from being stuck, because you're going to have access to proven templates and swipe files that you can just swipe and deploy into your business for massive profits.
Absolutely. And then on October the 24th, make sure that you write that date down and just type in yes when you've got October the 24th written down.
So
Good.
October 24th.
Excellent. And this is where we shift from conforming, transforming. It's individualized for you. There's a lot of heavy lifting here because we're going to be really taking you step by step through these to customize it for you. And again, you've got the one-to-one. I've got a question here from Jennifer. I got a question here from Jennifer about, like, how give us an example of how you would customize. So let's say that, one of the areas that you struggle with is pricing a product or pricing a service. If you would like me to show you how to use a simple process for pricing a service, just type yes in. Yeah, Jennifer said yes. Okay, good. All right, so let me see. Let me pull up. I'm going to switch over to my iPad. And it's going to take me just a second here to...
Yeah, and while you're pulling that up, can I mention something real quick about the personalization? So the personal coaching, we had somebody ask earlier, they said, well, one of my things I struggle with is funding or financing for their business, right? Well, we happen to have experience because I did a feature film. We've both been in business for a very long time. We happen to know a really cool way to get business financing through PayPal that we could reveal to you individually if that was something you struggled with, right? So every single person's unique. So you might say, well, I don't necessarily need a certain business model or step-by-step model, but what I need is I need to know, Paul, how can I get financing for my business? And more specifically, how could I raise $15,000 to launch my business? Well, we can teach you that. That's the power of the one-on-one part of this program. So Paul's got his iPad up here. We'll let him show you what he's talking about. And we got a few people here thanking Jennifer for having Paul show this.
Okay, there we go. All right, hey, can you hear me, Paul Counts?
I can hear you now. Yep, we're good to go.
Okay, good. I think I dropped out for just a second. Okay,
Yep.
so let's just talk about pricing, how we would customize it real quick. And we'll do this for Jennifer. She sent in a couple of notes here where she's offering a consulting package and, how would she structure this? So let me give it to you real quick. So this is how long? How long has your client had a problem? How long has your client had an issue? All right. So has it been, 6 months, no months, or let's say no months right here, 3 months, no months, right? And then the other question is, how deep is the problem, right? Is it hurting them at a level 10 or at a level 0? And then how fast do they want that problem to be solved? Do they not care? Or do they want it like in the now, immediately? So let's say that, they've had this problem for 6 months or more. It's at a level 8 of how bad they want it solved, and they want it solved right now, right? So we see that your people are at a pretty high level of need. Now let's say that they don't really care about how fast it's solved, but it's down here. They're at a lower level of need. So you look at how long have they had this problem, how deep is the problem, and how fast do they want it solved. For example, I had a client once that wanted this was back when web work was really super expensive, and he wanted to get a website designed. I said, sure, no problem. He said, what are your prices? I said, I can get it done in 3 months for $2,500. I can get it done in 1 month for $5,000, or I can get it done in 2 days for $10,000. Well, he had been wanting this done for a year. It was a level 9 for him, and he wanted it now. So it was a 10K sale instead of a 5K sale, instead of a $2,500 sale, because of how long it had the problem, how deep the problem was, and how fast he wanted it solved. So this is the kind of stuff we do inside of Impact Income, is to help you really individualize the scene and the setting. And so Jennifer, what we would do with you is to really nail down what your offer is and who your market is, and we'd make sure that we had a good pricing structure there. But then we may do 3 tiers just like this, all built on speed, because in your particular core and connect and your customizing is going to be specific for you. So I hope that helps. Just type in a
That
yes if that was helpful.
that is powerful. We even had somebody thanking Jennifer for asking that question because it helped them. So
We did. That's super good. Good,
so
good,
cool.
guys. Awesome. Now,
That's
another
tremendous.
another part of customizing is that you actually get access to Impact Income Club, and this is $197 a month, but it's included for you guys. All right, and it's a $2,364 value if you happen to end up in the legacy level. We've got 3 levels, legacy and, well, 2 levels actually, legacy and elite, and some payment plans on those others. So legacy and elite. But the Impact Income Club keeps the contact with us ongoing, the training with us ongoing, and the process for you to get that customization ongoing as well. Then we've got conversion on October the 31st. Yes, it's Halloween. Conversion October the 31st. We're going to shift from confusion to clarity and launch confidence in 3 specific areas, as you see these images here. One is going after partners, another is paid traffic, and another is attractional that I think you'll find super interesting. Paul?
That's why we're going to throw in here for the command the partner traffic training here. The partner traffic is a great way to launch your business because it's how we've generated a lot of sales from affiliate partners. You're going to learn how to have other people sending you targeted traffic. If you have a traffic problem, you have a business problem. You could have the best model in the world, but if nobody knows about it, then you're not going to make any sales. So this is a $297 value. It's going to match perfectly with the command approach. And the next thing that we have for you guys is paid traffic counts. Now this is my proprietary training that I'm going to be holding live for Impact Income students only for the very first time, and it's going to reveal how to get paid traffic. That means traffic on demand, low-cost targeted traffic from Facebook ads, YouTube ads, Bing ads, Google AdWords, and banner advertisements. So you're going to learn how to get traffic from the most reliable sources online, traffic that's on demand, traffic that's instant. That's a $997 value because Paul Evans and I have already discussed launching that as a separate training, but that's included here for free as a bonus. You'll also get my $1 Million Networking Secrets exposed live on a training, and this is called Networking Counts. And the reason it counts is because networking is so vital to your success. I can point back to my networking abilities, to why, like how I build relationships with people, to why I've generated so much online, why my business has been successful. Now I have a very unique approach to networking. The whole purpose of this training is going to be teaching you as well how to actually find your unique personality because everybody networks different. Paul Evans is more of an introvert, I'm an extrovert, but we network, we both apply stuff that we're teaching in networking counts, but in a different way that's unique to us. But again, that's another training that we're going to be selling separately for a $997 value. So it's a huge opportunity to get in free on that training as a bonus.
Yep, and then I'm going to take those of you who are interested through publication positioning, how to get published in Entrepreneur, Huffington Post, My Mighty Green, and other publications. If you've ever wanted to be published in major publications, I'm going to show you how to do that. I am a contributing writer for Entrepreneur.com. You can go over there, search for paulbevans.com, and Paul B. Evans, and it'll show up. Listen, this is not like one of those things you see out there where everybody's got like CBS and NBC next to their name because they had a press release mentioned about them, and so now they're using those logos. This is how to actually get in real publications to bring you traffic from these high-level publications, and then you can add those logos for real to your site. It makes a big difference when people come to your site and see that you're published by a real impactful publication. So we'll show you exactly how to do that. So you end up, with your fingerprint, with the core for you, you end up with that customization point, and you end up even with your own funnel and process depending on your traffic source and depending on exactly what you want to do. All this combined is $7,976 value, but we've got a couple of more bonuses. A legacy bonus is you get to text us. I've got my clients that text me personally. We're going to give you a text number so that you can actually text questions to us so that you can get your answers back quick. Another legacy bonus is nicheology. We don't really have time to go through all of the elements of nicheology, but just know this, that it opened in 2004. We've spent $275,000, it's a little bit different, $275,000 on licensed content for you to take and to use as your own, to sell as your own, and things along those lines, plus a lot of extra training that you're not going to want to do during Impact Income, but you will want to do afterwards to take your business to even a higher level. So let's recap, Paul Counts.
Yeah, so let's recap everything we're including today. So you're getting the entire core training, the connect training, the 4 different paths. Now remember, each of these paths is a complete digital home study course valued at $1,497. You're also going to get the customized training so you know how to customize that path for yourself. You're going to get the command training on October 31st, which is all about launching your business. You're also going to get the bonuses that correspond with that and the one-on-one coaching. So just the core Impact Income itself is $7,976 in value. But we have all these bonuses that we just told you about. So let's go over what is all included there. You're going to get the Impact Income program, the $7,976 in value, the one-on-one personal coaching at $10,000 value, the 10-day launch sequence of $497 value, Partner traffic system, $297. The 10 turnkey membership sites for $997. The full year of impact income. Paid traffic counts course, the networking counts, $1 million networking secrets, your signature products, licensing rights to 4 high-end digital products, our proven templates of copywriting swipe files, a 911 emergency call. So for those of you that need that help and you're at a spot where you really need desperate help from one of us, you could call us on a 911 number. If you do go with legacy access, you're going to get the lifetime nicheology. Lifetime to nicheology, again, like Paul said, $275,000 has gone into that. And you're also going to get the text coaching. That means you're going to have our cell phone. How many of you would like access to us via text message, right? Where you could text message us if you needed help. How many of you would like access to that? Again, $35,101 in value. We have really piled in the value here for you guys. So as you know, we could be charging a significant amount more. We thought about $15,000 for all of this value because I've seen coaching programs that charge that much. We thought of $7,997. I've seen other programs charging that. We also thought about going with $4,997 because I saw a program that just taught one single business model that wasn't even teaching customization, one single business model, one single path that was $5,000. So we also thought of that, but we realized we want as many people as possible to have impact and have massive amounts of income. So we're offering you everything that you just saw there, $35,101 in value for an amazing price of only $1,997. So it's a very amazing opportunity for you guys to get action at the legacy level. So only $1,997.
And that's right, because that is the legacy level, guys. We're going to hit the elite level in a minute that actually has a payment plan. People are always like, well, is there a payment plan? And we're going to show you that in just a second. If you go ahead and act in the next 45 minutes, you're also going to get my productivity training, my goal setting training, and this is at impactincome.com/yes. Paul, if you would drop that in the chat box, that'd be awesome.
Yep, it's
Also,
there.
yeah, perfect. So we've got Kickstart on October the 6th, where I'm going to be covering the $1 Million Mindset, and Paul Counts is going to be talking about mechanics and the minimum things that you need to really build a solid online business. That's a $297 value, impactincome.com/yes. And you get the 10-day launch formula. This is exactly what I use with every major product that I launch. It comes with scripts, email scripts of exactly what to say and how to say it for each day of the launch, how to leverage the early bird list, how to leverage a Q&A email. So all of this step by step, from the idea of your product to your list to opening the cart all the way through closing the cart. What we want you to do is just take the core assessment on us. October, if you go on October the 10th and come and take the core assessment, that's going to be perfect. You're going to be able to take that, and if it doesn't fit, it's no regrets. You just get an instant refund from ClickBank. It's no big deal. impactincome.com/yes. You can get started today for just $197 is the elite rate, just $197. So here are the 3 steps. Number 1, you go to impactincome.com/yes and select Elite, Legacy, or Elite 3 Pay. 12 pay, 1 pay, or 3 pay. Then, after you check out, you'll come back and you'll set up your account that'll get you right into the members area. And we want you to do 2 things in step 3. Immediately register for October 6th for the Kickstart, and then immediately click this button right under it that is going to open up the coaching panel. And we want you to share with us your personal make more, give more, and live more goals, and share your biggest struggle in business. Most of the time you buy a product, guess what happens? Nothing. You just go and log in, you're there all alone, and it's, good luck. We're working with you personally. We want to hear from you personally right out of the gate. impactincome.com/yes. Get started for just $197. Paul Counts?
Yeah, this is an amazing opportunity, guys. You can get started for only $197. You're going to get access to coaching, personal help from us, and again, it's only $197. Just go to impactincome.com/yes. Again, the one-on-one advising, that's all about you. It's all about making this business work effectively for you. And again, if you guys want to make more, live more, and give more, then this is your opportunity. This is your guys' chance to jump in. And if you have any questions while we're here on the line, now is the perfect time to ask those questions. I'm actually here in Cambodia doing this webinar. That's the beauty of this. You can hear people in the background checking out at the hotel, but I have found a way to work my business and run my business. I am a living example of impact income in action, because we were over here able to have impact on people by giving more of our time and our resources, and by living more at the same time. And so if you guys want this for yourself, I can't tell you right now, Paul Evans and I were saying we feel that we have arranged a program that is the best on the market as far as personalizing a system that's going to help increase your chances of success. And I'm serious about that. You need to go to impactincome.com/yes. Those of you that have stuck it out this long, we so appreciate you. We know that you guys are serious entrepreneurs, every single one of you. You've made it this far. You probably have a few questions. Now's a good time to ask those. But again, remember, the one-on-one help, we're customizing this system for you. You have access to the client portal. If you do jump in at the legacy level, you will get access to text message us with your help. Again, that's text messaging to Paul Evans and myself. Again, impactincome.com/yes. Check this out. It's an amazing value. Again, only $197. It's all backed 100% by ClickBank. There's no reason that you shouldn't be taking action on this right now because we've made it out to be extremely simple for you guys to get started today.
Uh, Deanna says 197 for 12 months. Is that correct? That's correct, Deanna. And I want to go ahead and welcome some other people as well. I want to welcome Elaine and Catherine. I want to welcome Eric and Yassine. I would like to welcome Brian, Julie, Carla. Thank you so much, guys, for getting on board. I love that. So excited. Yes, 197 for 12 months, but you can get started right now for just 197, or if you want to become a legacy member, just 1997, and that includes the bonuses as well. And then right after you check out, set up your account, register for Impact Income October 6th. That is live. Tell us all about your make more, give more, live more goals, and share with us your biggest struggle. We cannot wait to help you specifically with your business. We also want to welcome Sherry. We want to welcome Edward. We want to welcome Ivo. And we also want to welcome Emma. Great to have you guys on board. Yes, lifetime access to the materials. You'll have lifetime access to everything in Impact Income. You will have access to Impact Income Club for 1 year as a legacy member, and then you can come back in and pay monthly if you'd like to do that. As a monthly member of 197 times 12 months, if you want to keep going after that, you can do that and remain a member of Impact Income Club. But as far as Impact Income itself, these 4 modules and everything that comes with it, that is all lifetime access. Great question.
Yeah, it's definitely something you guys can go through. And again, the reason we're doing lifetime access is some programs that really pigeonhole you, they tie you down, and they say, well, you must go through this training in this time frame or you're not actually making success. Well, we look at it completely differently, because there are some of you that now, that you guys want to get in this program, but you're somebody that you might only be able to work on the weekend, right? You might only be able to work, once or twice a month on your business. There's other of you that you guys might have the time carved out to where you can be full-time, 100% committed to it right out of the gate. So everybody's going to be going through this at their own unique pace. Some of you learn faster than others. Some of you have different skill sets than others. So again, that's all the power of customization. If you can find, you're not going to find another training program out there that's as focused on you as what we've developed here. And once we're focused on you, we're going to increase your chances of success. So you are going to have that chance of success. You're going to be able to increase your chances to be able to give more, live more, and make more. And because it's so powerful. With lifetime access to the Impact Income materials, you guys are in a tremendous shape. I don't care where you are in your business. It doesn't matter what questions you have. You get started today for only $197. There's no regrets guarantee. We're here to help you. If your question is something that is related to business financing, we're here to help you with that kind of question. If your question is related to some other niche market, we've done niche businesses in a variety of different spaces, everything from the model trains market all the way on up to the baseball market, to the youth ministry market, right? The youth ministry market. Paul Evans makes money in the youth ministry market. So it's safe to say we know how to market. We know how to market well. We know how to market online. We can help you guys. We've been in business for a combined 45 plus years, like 46 years plus of
Somebody's
experience
old.
between the two of us. So it's awesome. What's that?
I said somebody's old. I think it's me.
That, that's right. I've been in business for more than half my life, actually. So I am 31 and I've been in business 16 years. So for more than half my life, Paul Evans the same way, more than half of his life has
No
been
kidding.
business.
I'm
Uh,
48 and started when I was 18. Let me welcome four more real quick, Paul Counts. We want to welcome Gail and Melanie, Virginia, and Lisa. Guys, so glad to have you on board. We're thrilled and can't wait to serve you. If you have any more questions, type those in now. We're getting ready to close down. Make sure you go to impactincome.com/yes and get those fast action bonuses.
this is a great opportunity, and I'm telling you, for only 197. So it's pretty unheard of to get a program as powerful as this with a 12 payment option right out of the gate. But we really are here. We really believe in helping you guys succeed. So impactincome.com/yes, 100% secure transaction processed through ClickBank, 100% money back guarantee. You can't get much safer than that. You're also getting personalized help. Again, this is a really good investment opportunity. You can run your business anywhere, run it from Cambodia, just like I am right now, as you guys can hear in the hotel lobby. But you guys can do it. You guys can achieve more.
I love it, brother. All right, guys, any other questions that you have tonight? Just type those in now. And if we don't have any more questions, we will be closing down here in just a couple of minutes. Paul, I love that you checked in from Cambodia. It's just so amazing, the world that we live in, so that we can be anywhere in the world, do business well, and enjoy our life at the same time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. It was my honor to be here. So excited. I'm actually going later this afternoon, flying to Vietnam, where I'm going to be speaking to people in Vietnam that are passionate about having impact on their world and passionate about making money. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of great things in Vietnam, in Cambodia, running a business because now the internet is everywhere. So it does not matter where you're located. We are here to help you guys succeed and achieve success.
I love it. Hey, Charles says, well done. Thank you, Charles. We appreciate that, brother. Mona says, thank you, Paul and Paul. See, this is another advantage of this course. You're not going to get confused with names. There's two Pauls. That makes it super easy. Mona said, very informative webinar. Thank you so much, guys. It makes a big difference when you know your core, you connect it to a process that fits you, you customize it so that you do business based on you. For those of you who are in, when we talk about that third path, and I talk about my monthly site there with Teen Life, I think you're going to be amazed at some of the decisions that were made that go totally against the grain of all the common average advice that's out there, and we're going to be contrarian. If you know that the rules out there are for everybody else, but you're playing by a different set, you're going to love that week, because we're going to set your program up based on you. It's exactly what I did, and I don't wake up a single day not excited to be able to deliver the promise that I've made to my people. And you want to make sure that you set up a business just like that as well. I know plenty of people who have ended up buying one of those box sets out there, and they even got something up and running, but they hated it. That's why I said earlier it was like applying for a job. Let's do something that you can't wait to deliver, and that you just wake up excited about each and every day. Got one more.
Hey,
You got
yeah,
this.
Ed, yep, thanks for the 12 pay option. Just got in, so,
Awesome, Ed.
congrats.
Thank you, brother. We're looking forward to it, man. We're excited. All right, guys, we're going to close it down for this edition of Impact Income, so you can make
Make
more, give more, and live more. Any closing thoughts, Paul Counts?
I always have a closing thought, but yeah, make more, live more, give more. I'm telling you, we live that, we love that, and that's exactly how we live our lives, and we want that for you guys. So make more, live more, and or make more, give more, and then you can live more.
Love it, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. Impact Income, revenue based on you. Can't wait to see you inside the program. See you soon. Be blessed.